Bibi and conscription. King David sat and studied, and Joab was successful in battle. That's a partnership that Jewish people had even in King David's times. I believe firmly that the students who study in yeshiva, who truly study in yeshiva, protect Israel as much as the IDF. But of course you need to have soldiers. And when there is danger, we're all obligated to protect the country. However, as a matter of course, people who are studying in a religious school shouldn't be drafted. Not just because they're privileged. They're not privileged. They don't go out and sleep with girls. They don't indulge in Big Macs or eat white meat. It's a euphemism for pork. They don't desecrate the Sabbath. They don't go on dances. They don't go to nightclubs. They have what you would call a very, very limited social life and a very boring, stoic existence. Getting up in the morning until they put their heads down at night, worshiping an invisible God, a creator, and devoting all of their energies to his service. These are not people who are enjoying the fat of the land. They get food and they get a bed to sleep, and that's about it. They don't get any coddling. They're not looking for coddling. They're looking for only one thing, to study Torah in peace. So the argument is that they are leechers, they are leeches. They take and suck the blood of Israeli society. Maybe the people who have prostitute houses in Tel Aviv, maybe the people who run gambling, maybe the people who engage in drug smuggling and all kinds of nefarious activities, maybe they are the leeches. Maybe they're the ones that are destroying the society. Maybe they're the ones that are causing more crimes than other elements of society. Yeshiva students don't rape women, don't do muggings, don't burglarize houses, and don't swindle people in business. There are people who do that. The people who are engaged in an active social life, in an active financial life, they are emotionally, intellectually ready to use weaponry to kill other people. A person immersed in the worship of God and how God loves all creatures and how one has to be caring and careful with one's words and actions is hardly a candidate to put on a gun, to take a gun and shoot somebody. The yeshiva student is not poised, is not ready, and should be freed from service to the military until he marries. When he marries, and he's enjoying a good life, raising children, he should take his place in responsibility of protecting the place. But as long as he is serving God in a holy and pure way, separated from the ways of the world, just leave him there, because he is God's channel for blessings. The one devoted to God totally is the lightning rod, the wire for God's blessings. Why frustrate that rod and that wire of blessings because you're jealous that they don't have to? Are you really jealous of them? Oh, you got to go to the army. They're in an army too. They certainly are not enjoying the good life. and you are. Army people have a social life. They don't. Army guys make out with girls. They don't. Army guys sleep with girls. That happens to be the bitter truth. Boys in yeshiva don't. Army guys go to nightclubs. Boys in yeshiva don't. Boys in yeshiva, generally speaking, are not involved in fights, and certainly not involved in gangs, and certainly not involved in any kind of selling of drugs. So leave them. Leave this holy group to their holiness. And let me tell you something else. When you try to force somebody to do something that they don't want to do, they won't do it. We, Haredim, believe that the purpose of creation is the fulfillment of God's will through the Torah and mitzvahs. And it is incumbent upon every student to study Torah every second of his waking life. That is what we believe. We're not going to go ahead and take our holy time and be conscripted in the army and take training and carry guns and do something that's counter to that belief. That's not what we believe our lives should be dedicated to. Now, when we're involved in life in the society, then we have a responsibility and we go to the reserves. But when a person doesn't want to go to the army because they want to study God's Torah, forcing them is not going to make them go. Even if you are to take away their taksivim, guess what? They'll go hungry. And you'll have Al Jazeera reporting it, that 10,000 Jewish boys are hungry at night because of Bibi Netanyahu. And Al Jazeera will make a collection for them. Is that what you want? Do you want images of arrests of arrests in Panovich Yeshiva and arresting the Rosh Yeshivas to appear all over the Arab world, feeding the Arabs with the knowledge that Jews' own people hate their religion and co-religionists and want to put them in jail? That's what you're going to do. You're going to make what is called a Chilul Hashem, desecrating God's name, all for political expediency. I understand your passion, but it's wrong. You wouldn't choose the lifestyle of a yeshiva boy. You wouldn't give up your social life for the stoic existence of somebody who studies 24/7. You know that. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't exchange places with him. So why do you try to force him to conscription? It has nothing to do with ideology. It has to do with hatred. Why do you hate him? Because in your heart of hearts, you know that the yeshiva student is a better Jew than you. That's what you're afraid of. Let me just clue you in. A yeshiva student is a better spiritual Jew than you. If you defend the Jewish people, then you and the yeshiva boy are doing the same thing. Like Yoav and King David, you have a partnership that is made in heaven. But instead, if you choose to force the yeshiva boy, all you will do is make a desecration of God's name. The pictures and images will be placed in Al Jazeera and on CNN and on Fox News. Wow, what a great innovation. Jews arresting Jews because they want to worship God. They don't like that they're worshiping their God. How disgusting. How terrible. And Bibi, you wouldn't change your lifestyle for a yeshiva boy's lifestyle. You know it's a lot harder. So why attack him?